Social media has changed how parents learn, compare, and judge themselves. On one hand, it offers support, shared experiences, and helpful ideas. On the other, it spreads powerful myths that quietly shape expectations, often in unrealistic and harmful ways. These myths don't usually announce themselves as false. They show up as perfectly curated routines, confident advice delivered in 30 seconds, and posts that make parenting look either effortless or endlessly optimized. Over time, these messages can create guilt, confusion, and the feeling that you're somehow doing it wrong. Let's slow down and unpack some of the most common parenting myths social media keeps spreading, and why real parenting looks very different. One of the biggest myths is good parents don't lose their patience. Social media often portrays calm, regulated parents who always respond gently, never raise their voice, and always know the right thing to say. While emotional regulation is an important goal, the myth that good parents are endlessly calm is unrealistic. Parenting is emotionally demanding. Even the most attuned parents have moments of frustration, overwhelm, and reactivity. Losing patience doesn't mean you failed, it means you're human. What matters most is repair, acknowledging the moment, reconnecting, and moving forward. Another widespread myth is, if you do it right, your child will behave well. This belief puts enormous pressure on parents and misunderstands child development. Children are not machines that produce good behavior when given the correct input. They are humans with emotions, developmental stages, nervous systems, and individual temperaments. Even with consistent, respectful parenting, children will still have meltdowns, push boundaries, and struggle. Behavior is not a scorecard of parenting success, it's communication. The idea that perfect parenting creates perfect behavior sets parents up for unnecessary shame. Social media also promotes the myth that gentle parenting means permissive parenting. This misunderstanding causes confusion and criticism. Gentle parenting does not mean no rules, no boundaries, or letting children do whatever they want. It means holding limits with empathy and respect, rather than fear or shame. Healthy, gentle parenting is actually quite structured. It just prioritizes connection alongside discipline. When this nuance gets lost online, parents may either abandon boundaries or reject gentle approaches altogether. Another common myth is your child's success depends entirely on you. Parenting content often implies that every outcome, academic achievement, emotional health, confidence, resilience, rests solely on parental choices. While parents are incredibly influential, they are not the only factor. Children are shaped by peers, teachers, biology, culture, experiences, and chance. Believing you control everything can lead to anxiety and overparenting. Healthy parenting recognizes influence without assuming total responsibility. Social media also spreads the myth that comparison is helpful motivation. Seeing other families' routines, milestones, and accomplishments can make parents feel like they're falling behind. But comparison rarely motivates, it usually discourages. Children develop at different rates. Families have different resources, capacities, and needs. Comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel is unfair to you and your child. Progress is personal, not competitive. Another damaging myth is children should always be happy. Many parenting posts focus on creating constant joy, positivity, and enrichment. While happiness is wonderful, it's not a realistic or healthy baseline. Children need to experience boredom, frustration, disappointment, and sadness to develop resilience and emotional intelligence. When parents feel pressured to eliminate all discomfort, they may unintentionally teach children that negative emotions are unacceptable. Emotional health comes from learning to handle feelings, not avoid them. There's also the myth that more information equals better parenting. Social media delivers endless tips, strategies, and opinions. While knowledge can be empowering, too much advice, especially when it's conflicting, can paralyze parents. Constantly second-guessing yourself based on online trends can erode confidence. Good parenting isn't about implementing every tip. It's about understanding your child, trusting your values, and choosing what fits your family. Another myth is if you're struggling, you're doing it wrong. Social media often celebrates parenting wins while hiding the hard parts. This creates the illusion that everyone else has it figured out. In reality, parenting is challenging even in supportive, stable environments. Struggle doesn't mean failure. It means you're doing emotionally demanding work. Parenting is not meant to be easy. It's meant to be meaningful. Social media also promotes the idea that there's one right way to parent. One-size-fits-all advice ignores cultural differences, neurodiversity, family structure, and individual children. What works beautifully for one child may fail completely for another. Effective parenting is responsive, flexible, and context-dependent. Rigid rules often create more stress than support. Another subtle myth is your worth as a parent is visible. Likes, comments, and validation can make parenting feel performative. But the most important parenting moments often happen quietly. Late-night reassurance, patient listening, emotional repair, showing up when no one is watching. These moments don't trend, but they matter deeply. Finally, social media often suggests you must enjoy every moment. This myth creates guilt around normal feelings of exhaustion, frustration, or ambivalence. Loving your child and not loving every moment can coexist. Parenting is complex. You can feel gratitude and burnout at the same time. Acknowledging that reality is healthy, not negative. The truth is, social media shows a narrow slice of parenting life. Real parenting is messier, slower, more emotional, and far more forgiving than online narratives suggest. You don't need to parent perfectly. You need to parent presently, with reflection, repair, and care. When you let go of social media myths, you make space for something much healthier. Confidence rooted in reality, compassion for yourself, and trust in your relationship with your child. And that kind of parenting, imperfect, intentional, and human, doesn't need to go viral to matter.